An executive order on state AI regulations provides yet another hurdle for BEAD allocations. Broadband permitting legislation moves through the House. California takes action on streaming content. Multiple EMS systems targeted with a cyber attack. The FCC may bar Chinese telecom companies to mitigate robocalls. And could there soon be AI in the sky? Those stories and more on This Week in the Broadband Universe. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Craig Corbin. President Trump signed an executive order this week looking to bar state laws governing artificial intelligence. The order instructs federal agencies to withhold funds, such as BEAD allocations from the Commerce Department, from states whose AI laws are deemed as being onerous regulation. Observers indicate that there is scant legal authority to enforce the order, and several Republican governors have previously spoken out against the federal government blocking their state AI laws. Litigation is considered likely in the matter. Emergency management systems across the country were targeted by a recent cyber attack with stolen data published online. Public safety agencies took subscriptions to the Code Red alerting platform offline this week following the data breach. According to a report in Government Technology, the hack was a targeted effort by an organized cyber criminal group. Code Red is a cloud-based notification system allowing public safety and EMS to send geo-targeted alerts via voice, SMS, email, mobile application, or iPause. Disney is accusing Google of copyright infringement on a massive scale. The cease and desist letter sent this week alleging that Google is leveraging its dominance in generative AI to commercially exploit and distribute infringing images and videos. Disney claims that the infringed material is using characters from Frozen, The Lion King, Moana, The Little Mermaid, Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Star Wars. Disney claiming that Google has refused to implement any technological measures to mitigate or prevent copyright infringement. Disney previously issued cease and desist letters to Meta and Character.ai. Online video providers with subscribers in California will need to be mindful of new state legislation on the volume of commercials. When California Senate Bill 576 takes effect on July 1st of next year, commercials must no longer be noticeably louder than the surrounding programs. Broadcast and cable providers have been regulated by the Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation Act, or CALM Act, since 2010. That law, however, did not cover streaming services. Elsewhere, the U.S. House Energy and Commerce Committee has advanced 7 broadband bills to the full House. The bills put timelines on state and local permitting reviews, limit application fees, and exempt certain projects from redundant environmental and historic preservation reviews. The legislation also urges transparency into the federal permitting review process, as well as prioritizing broadband applications. Well, it didn't take long for the Warner Brothers Discovery sweepstakes to heat back up. On the heels of the initial Netflix $27.75 cash and stock offer, Paramount has launched a hostile takeover bid with an all-cash offer of $30 per share for all the outstanding Warner Brothers Discovery shares, nearly $26 billion more than the Netflix bid. Be sure to stay tuned on this one. Federal Communications Commission may bar a trio of Chinese telecom companies from connecting to U.S. networks. China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom will all have to address issues with their certifications in the FCC's robocall mitigation database. If they are removed from the database, all voice service providers and intermediate providers handling calls in the U.S. would be required to cease accepting calls directly from those 3 companies. The trillion-dollar race to build AI data centers certainly moving nonstop. How about AI in the sky? A report in the Wall Street Journal this week says that both Elon Musk's SpaceX and Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin are developing orbital AI data centers. SpaceX planning to use an upgraded version of its Starlink satellites to host AI computing payloads. Blue Origin has had a team working on satellite data center technology for more than a year. Satellite operator and builder Planet Labs, along with Google, plan to deploy 2 test satellites into orbit carrying AI chips called tensor processing units. That launch slated for early 2027. Estimates are that it would take 10,000 100-kilowatt satellites to recreate the compute capacity of a gigawatt data center. Finally, a recent survey on social media usage revealing that Gen Z consumers spend an average of 5 hours a day on social media. That's nearly twice as much as for millennials, 3 times that of Gen Xers or baby boomers. Top platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Americans currently use 2.6 social media platforms on average. It's down from 3.2 platforms in 2023. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on This Week in the Broadband Universe.